Everybody, welcome to another episode of Life Without Mom. If you're new here, my name is Trina, and I just lost my mom January 2021 from complications due to her stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And today I wanted to give an update because I had another episode where my brain just kind of couldn't accept that she's gone, and so let me go ahead and explain. So, Mom's been gone since January 4th, 2021. She just made it into the new year. On January 3rd, really, she went into a coma and she never came back out from some complications due to her breast cancer and the cancer spreading. And this morning was kind of tough. I'm proud of myself, though, because I didn't just straight up cry. So what happened this morning was I woke up and I was on my phone just looking at photos, and Google Photos tends to show you, like Facebook Memory does, photos from 1 up to 5 years ago today. And a year ago today, I took a picture of her at the dining table in her like asphalt a colored sweater, just in her usual chair at the table, turned to me and just smiling. She was still in a good mood. She was still walking at that time last year. And then there were photos of her from 3 years ago when she was going through the last chemo and radiation treatments, where her cheeks were sunburnt red, and she was still sleeping in her recliner in the den. And she's all bundled up because she was really cold. And I caught myself thinking, how is this possible? How can a person be here and then not? I understand the ins and outs of that, obviously, and I know that's just a part of life, but it's a tough thing to handle sometimes. But it still hurts, and my brain is still shocking itself. It sounds funny, but I shock myself when I look at photos of her just from last year, and I think, how is my mom gone? How am I getting used to this? Why? I know all the answers to that, but sometimes my mind goes there and questions everything over and over again. There's something online that you can look up called the spiral of grief, and I think that's where I'm at right now, where I'm coming full circle back to this pain. She was a huge part of my daily routine for the last 3 years, especially when she had her initial diagnosis, and then again last year when we found out she was stage 4. I had such high hopes for her to stay around longer than a year from her diagnosis. I really thought that she'd be here at least another 2-3 years, and I should have never assumed that. But we spent a lot of time together, especially because of COVID. We were working from home, and so being home with her and being able to check on her as often as I needed to, as well as spend a lot of time with her while working, was really nice. And I look around and I realize that the void that I felt when we first came home right after she passed away is still here. And it's going to be 3 months on April 4th since she passed away. But yeah, today was I woke up and I questioned why she wasn't here. And I know it's going to get easier as we go along. The good news is, though, that as you can see, I'm tearing up. But I'm not sobbing, crying, which is a huge change the past few months. I haven't sobbed uncontrollably because I've actually come to terms with Mom's passing. Best advice I could give, not being a professional, just going through it my first time, it seems to me that most people who grieve, and I did this, tend to want to perfect the last few days of life with a person who's passed, and you can't. Don't try to make it perfect in retrospect. It really helped me when my husband told me that he said to me, if you put together the last 6 months of her life, you did have a perfect farewell. When you cumulatively look at all the happy times and the laughter, and for me feeding my mom and giving her meds and kissing her forehead and making sure she was comfortable, that was the perfect farewell. And I'm gonna have to get through this somehow with a smile. So thanks for listening today to today's update. But thanks for listening if you got through this video. I appreciate you. And if you have your mom still around, hug her for me, because I wish I could hug my mom. And if she's not around, but she is able to get a phone call or a text or a message from you, do it. Because honestly, you never know how much that means, those little texts and conversations mean, until you can't have them anymore. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.